Let's move now to our next guest is Kristine Encio Brown. She is the CEO of Chalkboard. It is one of these tech companies, and I have a big thing for tech companies and the people who run them. So yeah, really glad to have her in education. I think we all need, and especially over this COVID time, it has reminded us that we do need innovations in education. Children love technology, and so it seems reasonable that technology platforms that enable education should be a good bet. So we're pleased to have Kristine to talk about this and her own journey. She's Filipina, but has moved part of her time, I think, in the United States in Boston, but currently working in London. So yeah, a real global citizen, but certainly a Filipino at heart. So please welcome Kristine Brown. Glad to have you, Kristine.
Thank you, Richard. Hello, everyone. It's actually a great pleasure to be here today to be telling my story and to be sharing this platform that you all created with very successful women. I want to say there are two things that transformed my life. Those two things are education and the people that I met. But today, I want to focus on the story of my education and how that inspired me to create Chalkboard. My father was an overseas Filipino worker for 20 years. He worked in Saudi Arabia, Cuba, and USA. He did not finish college, so he worked as a driver, a warehouseman, as a cook, so he could afford us a good school in the Philippines. When my father was still alive, he would always tell me that he could only give me one thing, and that is a good education. I know and acknowledge that he spent every single cent that he had on my studies and my sisters. And I even remember this story when he would probably tell me that he sent me to a summer program, and one of my classmates is actually a daughter of a doctor in a hospital that he worked at. So what did education do to me? So I think my education provided me with the technical skills and the credentials to work for in the largest companies in the world. I became a reputable resource person in the financial services in the US. So I think none of those would have been possible without my education. And this year, actually, I'm getting my master's at London Business School as one of their scholars. And every day at school, I'm surrounded by these global leaders who want to change the world. I'm the only one from the Philippines this year. I'm confident that there are so many women or men that deserve a similar opportunity that I received. To be truly grateful, I don't want that journey to stop there. I don't want that opportunity to stop in myself. So that's why I founded Chalkboard. I actually founded this platform in 2020. And I wanted a platform where Filipino children can actually realize their full potential with the use of education and learning. It actually, in this platform, children as young as 5 years old can learn things that are relevant in their future, and also learn things that they actually enjoy. So in this platform, parents and children are empowered to learn what they want and whenever they want it. Investment in learning pays the best interest.
Now, Kristine, I've been a really big, I think, supporter and certainly a promoter of online education, technology-enabled education, these kinds of things. It seems slower to come than I thought. Now, that's maybe a bit ridiculous because you might think that, everyone thinks that once they believe in something, it should happen tomorrow, which isn't. But how long before you think we're going to have wide acceptance of education platforms like what you are doing that are so important for the future?
So the pandemic definitely opened up that opportunity and
It did.
accelerated it.
Yeah.
So there's really no going back at this point. It's going in the path in the right direction. So I put some responsibility on me myself, having that information, how people are using technology to learn. If anything, I think there's also confusion of there's a lot out there. So how do you actually filter which ones are working for you for yourself, or which ones are safer than others, and which are really helping you towards a certain goal